You're very welcome back. Now, while we may know hypnosis for its entertainment value, it also has a serious side. Clinical hypnosis can help with everyday struggles like weight loss and quitting smoking.
It can also be used to help combat anxiety, depression and other ailments. Joining us now to discuss this further is psychologist Jason O'Callaghan and familiar face from TV3's The Restaurant, the maitre d' himself, the inimitable John Healy. You're both welcome.
Morning, guys.
Jason, last week on the programme we had Keith Berry in here doing stage hypnosis. What is clinical hypnosis?
It's completely different. Basically, a stage hypnotist works with 10% of the population. Anyone who's ever been to a Keith Berry show and so on, they will get, if you can imagine a bell-shaped curve, 10% of people don't want to be hypnotised. 10% are what we call highly suggestible. That's why if you go to a Keith Berry show or Darren Brown, they'll make you do some hand tests. And if you've ever seen him in college, he just wants the top 10% of people. And that's what a stage hypnotist is looking for. That's, if you like, the trick is to get those 10%. And out of those 10%, he only needs 4 or 5 people to make a show. And that's what the trick is.
And he's very good at it.
Very good at it.
Like, this is recognised by the HSE. You have therapy sessions. It's very much, you've been to college and got a degree in all this. So what way does clinical hypnosis work? Is it that, I'll trigger something in your brain? I actually went for smoking on hypnosis. It didn't do any good for me. Is it that in the moment of the half-hour session? Is it a tape or what?
First off, it's a therapy. The most important thing, and we get people every day, especially with weight loss or smoking being the 2 main things, can you make me skinny? Can you make me stop smoking? We can't make you do anything. It's a therapy. The important thing is it's a therapy to help you to change. If you don't want to change, nothing will work. And everywhere from St. Pat's to Johnny God's will tell them that for alcohol. You have to want to change. It's a therapy to help you. Imagining when you're a smoking cessation issue, you want to knock down a wall. That's what it is. You can do it with your bare fists, which is the hardest way. You can do it with Nicorette or patches or so, and that's a fairly good way. Or you can do it with hypnotherapy, which is the most effective way. Now, the difference if you'd come to our clinic compared to any other clinic is that if it hadn't worked for you straight away, because some people it takes a little bit more, we give you, we record all the sessions, you do it at home to make it stronger, and we give a lifetime of free sessions. So if Ivan had come and said after a week, look, I'm still smoking, you come back in, you have more sessions. There's no extra cost. Because our goal is to stop you dying from cancer. So that's what it is.
No, I understand. How does it actually work? Is it something triggered in the brain?
Exactly. It goes to what's called a theta level. So you're awake, you're here, you're asleep, you're here. Under hypnosis, your brain goes... Now, there's a guy called David Seekle in Stanford who's proven this beyond the fact. We can see the brain of hypnosis, people in hypnosis, being completely different. What it does is, if you want to change... Let's talk about smoking, because you brought it up. Most smokers don't want to smoke. I want to stop, I hate this habit. Well, why can't you just stop? Because it's not a conscious decision. It's an unconscious behaviour. So therefore, you can go to counselling till the cows come home. That's still dealing with the conscious. We need to deal with the unconscious, which, if you can imagine the sort of iceberg analogy that Freud had, above the water is who I'm talking to, underneath the water is the unconscious, and that's what it is. Hypnosis talks to the unconscious. I guarantee on this show you've had mindfulness. Everyone's talking about mindfulness. A mindful induction is a hypnotic induction. There is no difference whatsoever. Yet people are going, oh, hypnosis, you're swinging watches. I've never swung a watch. I've never shouted sleep to anybody. It's a mindful induction that mindfulness is taken from hypnosis, and what we do then is we offer suggestion, and through repetition, hence these days it's great because you've got mobile phones. We record it on your mobile phone on a voice app, and you do it again and again and again, and it reprograms your unconscious mind. Much like if you've driven down a road and you've got a speeding ticket, from that moment on, every time you drive down the road, you're looking for the guard of the speed, even though he might never be there again.
But I would wonder, Ivan went and had it done and it didn't work. My dad did the same for smoking, it didn't work. Do you need to be one of those highly suggestible people for it to work?
No, you need to want to work. It's the most effective treatment in the world to stop smoking. But it can't make someone stop smoking if they don't want to. You can't make someone lose 10 stone if they don't want to.
So you think they're not necessarily there yet in their own mind?
Most decent hypnotherapists, as you say, are college trained. There's very few in Ireland. Outside the country, it's hugely... in Australia and America, you have to have license. You have to be... I'm a trained psychologist. I did a master's in Trinity. I did a degree. And I trained for years in the HSE. I trained years in the voluntary sector. I actually trained as a psycho-oncologist to stop people with cancer and so on. That was my idea. But it has to be... They should have gone back and done it again and again. Maybe they weren't ready. But it is the most effective treatment to stop smoking. But people should go back and keep trying.
John, you've used this.
I have.
I know you've used
you both look bewildered. But what started over a cup of coffee in our neighbourhood, Jason helped me an awful lot with fear, anxiety, and I was very open at the time. I was post-transplant. I was recovering from the surgery and the whole effects of it psychologically and emotionally from the surgery. So what Jason...
This was a heart transplant, just for any viewers who aren't aware.
Because anyone in the country doesn't know.
You never know.
But and it was...
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
You just got that in before you did.
But the recovery was quite difficult and it took quite a long time. So I needed some help to overcome my fear, and I needed some help to overcome my fear of moving forward. And Jason helped me with that. And I was one of the, I suppose, I was never very pro hypnosis before, and I was very my apathy towards it would be quite high, and I didn't believe in it. But I was open to it. I trusted him, and I had nothing to lose. So, and I really wanted to move forward.
Did it work?
Absolutely, yeah. I went back to work this month for the first time in a full-time job as general manager of a little restaurant called Susie Street, and it's helped me an awful lot to overcome my fear of going back into what I came out of initially. Do you know what I mean?
So
it's like
was that anxiety? Was it a confidence thing?
There was a lot of different levels of different issues going on, and confidence being one, anxiety, fear, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
There's clinics all over the country. I have a phobia about flying. I will not get in there. Do you deal with phobias?
Yes, absolutely. A phobia is what we call in psychology a learned response. You aren't born with this. Therefore, you've learned to behave like this when it comes to flying. If you've learned it, you can unlearn it. Do
you think you could treat Ivan?
I'm not too sure if anyone can treat Ivan. But as I said, we would work with... I think the part I need to notice is, like we talked about smoking or the weight loss, that we've had people in our clinic, and you can look on our website and see who've lost 8-10 stone. Right? We've had people who've been smoking 60 a day who stopped smoking. We have people who, John, anxiety, public speaking. But what's important is it's a partnership. If someone comes in, like, you might send your husband in, so I'm paying for him to go and get hypnosis because I want him to stop smoking. You have to want to stop
Before
smoking.
we let you go,
You can't
John,
get rid of me now.
Before we let you go, John, I am sick of watching repeats of the restaurant. When is the next series coming up?
And believe me, the anxiety of doing the show as well. When I was going out, we were coming out. A new series is recorded, and we're coming out in January on TV3. And
what have you got?
We have doing the show this year. It's very top secret, this stuff, but I can tell you.
Just tell Ivan.
Rory Cowan has done a show, which is hilarious, and Pippa Omar O'Connor has done a show, and she's fantastic as well. So they're very good, very good. So we look forward to it. And Marco Pierre White has come on the show as our new critic, and we're in his restaurant in Donnybrook, so it's a new set as well. So we're very excited about our new show.
All new and fresh.
All new and all fresh.
Best of luck with that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.